Hi Virgo, hope you're having a good day. Welcome to Earth Wisdom Fire Tarot. This is going to be a general reading looking at potentially any situation in your life. I'm doing this in early May 2020, but this could resonate for like other parts of your life. Like these readings have felt like a bigger shift than just 1 month, but this is a very powerful time, so it definitely may align for what's going on for you right now. And yeah, just take what resonates and leave what doesn't for your journey. We're going to look at the situation of what's going on. We're going to look at the difficulties and the opportunities, and then the next steps. I'm going to go step by step and dig deep into what's going on here. This could be for your sun, moon, rising, or Venus, and I'm doing personal readings right now. So if you're interested, check out the description box below or my website, earthwisdomfire.com. And let's get started. And again, sorry I've been gone for so long. Had a lot of stuff going on in my life, but it's all been good. Really, really good. Okay, so on the deck is the Ace of Pentacles. I'm getting this message that you've been feeling really blocked from something that you really, really want that, has been very important for you. And you may have been trying to actively manifest this, and you were just maybe in that stage of your journey where you were just open to receiving it, you were looking out for it, you were trying to figure out what you might have been doing wrong if you've been waiting for a really, really long time, and kind of putting a lot of that on you. But the thing about ace cards, right, is that they're a gift from the universe, and they're a gift because the timing is right, not because you did something to deserve it or you did something to block it. It's more that the timing just wasn't there. So let's look at what's been going on deeper, because the bottom of the deck has been crazy for everybody as I've been doing these readings. Yeah, okay. I feel like you've been definitely on edge about something. Yeah, there's been something that you've been feeling it deep down, that it's not over, that it's going to come back around with this Wheel of Fortune. And it's something that has to do with your self-worth and who you really are as a person. This is like, Pentacles energy, so this could potentially be you as a Virgo. And I feel like, yeah, you just knew it wasn't over. There were still some unresolved feelings here. There were feelings that you couldn't suppress and hold back, or hold down for very long, and it was manifesting as like anxiety coming up and popping up, as you have the Nine of Swords here, in just like really weird, unexpected ways, because you weren't dealing with it when you first had the opportunity to deal with these anxieties. So there's all this like hidden desire, hidden longing that you were just kind of trying to ignore and look at anything else, because you wanted to focus on the positivity. You wanted to focus on what you felt like you deserved, what you've been manifesting, and you wanted to break free from a cycle. You look, I know you really, really did not want to go back. You really, really did not want to have to repeat the same lessons and the same cycles, because I get the sense that they were extremely painful. But here's the thing, right? Like whatever you've wanted always has existed. It is a very physical, tangible thing. It is very attainable for you. You are strong enough to overcome any kind of difficulty or obstacle that's been standing in your way. So I feel like this Queen of Swords has been this part of you that you haven't wanted to unleash. You've buried it really deep down. This is an extremely discerning, sharp, almost like cold version of yourself that just cuts through the bullshit, which we'll get to in a second. So this part of you has not fully come out to the light yet, but it wants to. Like, this Queen of Swords is like itching to get in the fight here, because whatever this Ten of Pentacles is, it is worth it. This is like the big picture for you. This is like the big prize. This is bigger than what you were even trying to manifest with this Ace of Pentacles. It's like, you know, the Ace of Pentacles was chump change compared to this Ten of Pentacles that I don't even think you wanted to accept that you were like worthy of. Just like so much abundance. So this is an inner knowing. This is an intuitive whisper. This is like, you know, this inner calling that you haven't fully given voice to or allowed to fully express itself within you. Lots going on underneath the surface. Let's see what's going on the surface. what you've probably been dealing with in your reality. You have the Five of Rods. This is other people's bullshit. There's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of like conflict and confusion. This is being at odds because you've been putting yourself in spaces where you can't be seen for who you are or where you don't belong. You've been trying to insert yourself into a situation, or you found yourself in situations where you're just not a vibrational match to the other people around you, and you just find yourselves trying to achieve harmony and achieve this like peace, but you're trying to force it because you feel like you all have to be around each other. And the Nine of Pentacles in reverse means that deep down, I think you really just want to be alone. A lot of those cards really do speak to that. You know, be alone, but be around, like, maybe not be alone, but just be around people that are meant for you. And this Nine of Pentacles means that the key to you actually getting there is some time in solitude. You are going to need some time alone to just like really build yourself up, really invest in yourself and nurture yourself and love yourself and believe in yourself. You have to make good on the gifts that you've been given. And because you've been distracted by other people along the way, you haven't been able to actually see this version of yourself that's totally independent, totally capable, and just on the right path, you know? So the Nine of Rods, I feel like, is what's necessary to get you there. I think that you have to put your foot down and say enough is enough. You have to be so exhausted, so fed up that you just reach your breaking point and you say never again, you know? So let's look at the difficulties of this situation. So the bottom of the deck is Justice. Yeah, I definitely feel like you've felt like a victim. You felt like something isn't fair. And I think you're right. You know, I think you've been totally right about that. You haven't gotten what you deserved, or you do deserve this manifestation that you've been trying to bring in. It's not about worthiness. It is about timing. It is about alignment, and it is about you knowing what's best for you versus what the universe actually knows is best for you. There is an inner knowing, but it's so deep down, it's like you haven't fully even reached that part of yourself. You're still, you know, accepting the smaller, fainter version of the full picture. So the Justice card, I feel like, is blocking you a bit because you're like waiting for some sort of go ahead or some sort of closure on a past situation in order to embrace a new beginning. Look at this Queen of Swords. She's moved up. She's coming to the surface. This Queen of Swords that's saying enough and just like putting that sword in the sand and saying like your bullshit will not pass this filter. I'm protecting myself from it. It's right there underneath the surface now. It's just like bubbling up. Before it was deeper down, now it's right there. So yeah, we'll talk about that later. So we have the Two of Swords here in reverse. I feel like you've been struggling to sort through your thoughts. It's like there's been a lot of stuff going on in your head. I think there's been a lot of information that you've had to sort through, or a lot of decisions that you've had to weigh, or things that you need to compare, maybe research you need to do. There's just a lot that you haven't been able to sort through in order to kind of take a definitive stance one way or another. And I think that the problem with trying to do it all from this mental place is that it's just very inefficient. They say you think like millions of thoughts a day. Like, that's a lot. That's overwhelming. Like, nobody has time to go through all that. What's more efficient is going into your heart. But if you can see here, like, she's kind of blocking her heart with these swords. She's trying to protect herself. So I feel like with this Eight of Cups in reverse, there's really just this unfinished business here from the past that you haven't fully walked away from. There's still like something holding on by a thread. I think it's compassion and understanding for somebody else. I think there's somebody that you are afraid of leaving behind, or maybe if it's not somebody, it's a situation. You don't want to leave somebody or something hanging. You want to be there for them, or you want them to win the way that you are. But I think that the journey that you're going on is a solitary journey. This is about you. You are going to thrive once you have this independence and this autonomy over your life. With the Hangman, I feel like you're surrendering. You're no longer fighting. You're no longer engaging in this Five of Wands energy. Instead, you are putting your life in the hands of the divine, and you're saying, Jesus, take the wheel, or whatever. Like, you're just like, I'm done. Like, trying to make this right. I'm done trying to figure this out on my own. I give up. Like, what do I need to do? Just tell me the answers. That I feel like that's what this Hangman energy is saying. And it's good. I think this is actually a positive thing. I think the difficulty before was like trying to figure it out and trying to be maybe everything to everyone, or trying to understand everybody else's struggle more so than you were understanding your own, and you were just kind of so deeply involved in other people's stuff that you weren't able to thrive on your own. So let's look at the opportunities. Bottom of the deck is the Page of Swords. So you have this opportunity to really weigh your options, and instead of like being overwhelmed by the amount of energy when you were in this Two of Swords energy in reverse, with this Page of Swords, you're going in with eyes open. You feel like you have a plan. You feel like you know where to start, and you feel like you have a lot of energy to put towards it. Like, it's not going to drain you. It's not going to overwhelm you to like delve into what's going on in your head. And what's going on outside of you. Yeah, wow. Good stuff. There's a lot of cards in the upright here. A lot of really good cards. So yeah, underneath the surface, there's definitely, wow. There's a lot of good people on your side. I feel like this King of Pentacles and this Queen of Pentacles is a reflection of what's really healthy for you, what's meant to be in your life, like who you should physically keep around. And I feel like if you want, a partner in this, if you want somebody who vibes with you and who is on your vibration, that's available to you here. I also feel like there's true love available to you. You have to know that you deserve it, though. First of all, you have to be willing to do the intense shadow work. You have to be willing to have tough conversations. And I think that you don't realize this about yourself, that you can actually navigate these situations with grace, with a flexibility and a dexterity that other people don't have. It's like you have this ability to communicate in a way that will keep it from going to this really dark Five of Swords place, and instead be in this loving heart space, this Page of Cups, where you can like speak what's on your heart and have that, like, have the purity of your message be heard. with the Wheel of Fortune, then yeah, this is like being able to really see that you have the High Priestess again with the World. Like you're really being able to close out this cycle for good. Any cycle that has kept you from feeling like you're not good enough or feeling like, you know, you're not worthy of what it is you want, all of that is being put to rest, put to bed. And I feel like this is really strengthening your resolve to emerge as this like really powerful spiritual um version of yourself, like this higher, like this very awakened high vibrational version of yourself that has learned their lessons, that has done their shadow work, that has really figured a lot of things out for themselves, and it has this like unwavering deep relationship with the truth, like this deep relationship with it. Like no one can take that away from you because of the work that you've done to get there. So all of this is available to you, and you just have to kind of go within and dig deep and like go through these layers, because on the surface you're just like really afraid of a lot of this. So because you have the Seven of Swords. So I think that there's definitely a fear of even like embracing new opportunities. I think that you kind of just want to hide away. You want to do the easy thing. You want to just like take the shortcut and do that. But I feel like what you could do instead is just see that you need some space, take that space, be honest and open about it instead of like trying to make it seem like it's something that it's not. I think that would be the better way to go about it. And then you have the Eight of Rods in reverse. So I feel like you have an opportunity to get clarity on a message that's been blocked for you. And also, I'm getting a message around signs and synchronicities. If you've been getting signs and synchronicities that don't make sense to you, I think you're going to be getting a lot of clarity on that. But the clarity isn't going to come through until you've allowed yourself to have the breakthrough within. Like nobody can do that work for you. The breakthrough comes from breaking everything down within you, breaking down all your walls, all your defenses, blasting through all those denials and all that kind of stuff, and really getting to the meat of like what's been wrong, what's kept you stuck in a cycle that you felt like had no end, had no closure. The closure I feel like is coming. There's like a very definitive door closing, you know, on a past situation or a past pattern. So with the Knight of Rods in reverse, I feel like your best bet is to not spread yourself too thin and not to try to go after too many new things at once. I feel like your best bet is to stay still, stay present. Don't act on this impulse to run away from things or to look outside of yourself for something new. All the tools that you need to work through all this stuff is within you. It's available to you right now. It's like deal with the stuff that's in front of you, because when you do that, you have this Queen of Rods where you're just automatically magnetic to what it is you want. You don't have to go out there and search for it. It will find you where you're at. And what's finding you is true love, is, you know, this real alignment. If it's not a romantic relationship, it totally could be. This could totally be talking about a romantic relationship. I saw that King of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles. It was right there underneath the deck. I think it's right around the corner if you believe you deserve it. But it could also be just a beautiful opportunity. It could be self-love, you know, it could be healing. Whatever it is that this Ace of Cups represents for you, it is totally right for you and it is totally meant for you and you deserve it. And it makes you shine from the inside out, you know, and it feels like an answered prayer, because like I feel like Cups cards have a lot to do with praying, and I feel like, you know, you've been looking for this tangible manifestation of it, and I feel like this Ace of Cups is that emotional truth that it's coming, that it's meant for you, that it's happening. So you're getting there. I feel like you just have to trust the path that you're on, that it may not look the way that you thought it did. You know, you have to be open to being surprised by the way this journey is unfolding. That's why this Hangman is so important. Really surrendering any kind of illusions of control to what's meant for you. Got a lot of aces in this reading. I've been all over the place in all these readings. Okay. So we have the Eight of Pentacles here and the Sun. Wow, really, really beautiful. Yeah, I mean, this all makes sense. You have another ace here with the Ace of Swords, clarity. The truth has been hidden, and not hidden. It's been buried within you under so much baggage, under so much stuff. You know, the message has been wanting to come through clear, but I think what it is that you were looking out for what you were asking for, not realizing that you were asking for something that wasn't meant for you. What you wanted was so much bigger, so much more satisfying, so much more fulfilling to your soul than what you thought you wanted, and you were asking for it in a specific way, and you were looking out for it that way. But the clarity and the truth of what was really meant for you was there all along. You just didn't want to see it because you only wanted to see what you wanted to, you only wanted to hear what you wanted to hear. It was hard for the truth to kind of penetrate through that. And I feel like you've worked, like by the time we're getting to this part of the reading, like you've already worked through a lot of that. You've already embraced this healing and this love that was meant for you all along, because you started to realize that you deserved it. So with this Eight of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like you're no longer putting too much on yourself. You're no longer taking on more than you can handle. You're no longer beating yourself up or feeling like everything is about you and your control and what you can like micromanage or meticulously plan. Like this is you kind of opening up to a whole nother way, to the sun energy, to the bright light of the truth, like the growth that's been available to you all along is right there and it's available. So we have the Five of Pentacles. So I feel like the first step for you is really acknowledging how you have not fully engaged in things or not fully allowed yourself to be vulnerable and open to what it is you really truly want. How have you closed yourself off and then blamed other people for leaving you out? I feel like that's where this shift in consciousness is happening, and that shift in perception is like where the miracles are occurring. Because instead of feeling like you're a victim to other people's stuff, you're realizing that you were pushing them away. You didn't feel like you were worthy of it. You didn't feel like you deserved it. And then this Ace of Rods is that passionate new beginning, that influx of like fiery, passionate energy that you may have been feeling really dead. You may have been feeling really worn down and tired and just not not feeling right within yourself. You have so many aces here, and this is another one that's like very potent and very powerful. You have the World once again. So now it's fully coming out. Now you're fully getting that closure on that cycle. You're fully graduating from those lessons, and you're looking back and saying, I have come a hell of a long way, you know? And it's going to be this point where you know for sure in your heart that you deserve this new beginning, that you're ready for it. Not just that you deserve it, but you're ready for it. But that's the thing, right? Like I was saying, the universe doesn't give you what you ask for just because you ask for it. The universe gives you what you can handle and what you're ready for at that time. And here you are with the World now. After all the work that you've done, you're ready for it. So with the Page of Pentacles, you'll know when it's time to take initiative and to take that new step out as like your new self. Like you're going to be reborn and feel like brand new. Like, oh my God, this is like what I was supposed to feel like all along. You'll feel excited. You'll feel just like really curious about things. Really trying, instead of just like intellectualizing things and just thinking about things before you act. Like you'll just do things because it feels right, because it feels good, because you want to. You know, like that yoga with Adrienne saying, like, do what feels good. That'll be you in the Page of Pentacles energy here. And you have the Seven of Rods, healthy boundaries, maintaining the progress that you've made by not letting people trample all over you, trample all over your dreams. Not letting their bullshit penetrate your aura. And then you have the Ten of Pentacles, the thing that was, like I said, buried deep, deep down, that you didn't believe you deserved the whole package, that you didn't believe you deserved the full dream. You tried to edit it down, you tried to make it small, because you thought that if you asked for something smaller, that the universe would give it to you easier. But the universe doesn't give you anything just because it's easy. Doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you need, and what you need is going to fulfill you and satisfy you way more than any of those other things. This is your happily ever after. This is a stable, thing that you can trust is going to last and going to be there. Even way past, even way past you thought, like that this is a long lasting thing. This isn't going anywhere. And I feel like a lot of what this energy is talking about is peace of mind, being in the right place, feeling at home, feeling comfortable, feeling, um, fulfilled, feeling like you have a purpose. So many beautiful things. Love, finding your partner, finding your equal, finding somebody who's on your vibration, and all of that. Everything is available to you and it is coming. You just can't skip any steps. You can't rush it. You can't cheat this process. You've got to go through it wholeheartedly. And I feel like that's where you're at. I think the only reason why you were discounting yourself and trying to make things small is because you didn't believe you deserve the best, but you do deserve the best. Once you realize that, it's gravy. It really is. It's all gravy from there. Faith in the process. Like I saw this recently. So this is you getting what you asked for. If you just have faith in the process, like I was saying, don't skip any steps in the process. Go through it wholeheartedly. Go into that hangman energy where you're just like, I surrender, I give up trying to control this, and I'm just gonna let things happen the way they're supposed to. And they will happen the way they're supposed to. You'll be very, very pleasantly surprised at how easily things flow when you just stop trying to play God, essentially, is the words coming through. So release the dark wound and let love live. You've been holding on to a wound very, very tightly. You've been holding on to old hurt, and you've been holding on to people that have been hurting you more than they've been helping you, and you need to let that go. There's like a mismatch of energies here that isn't serving you. And it's like, once you actually let this go, like the thing that you think is so abundant, like let go of this like thing that you wanted, the thing that you really truly want. If it really is meant for you, it will come back. Once you release this fish, it'll come right back to you. If it wants to, you have to give other people the same free will that you deserve, and you have to give this situation a chance to align. If it's not a person, it's a thing, it's a wound, whatever it is, you got to let it go and see what's really, really supposed to be meant for you, be attracted to you, what is already with you. So you already have all the tools, all the abundance right there in order to go through the transformation you're supposed to go through. It's all right available to you right now. It's not something you have to search for outside of yourself. It's all about going within, diving for light, diving for the light within. This is the awakening. This is the shift in perspective that I've been talking about that creates that miracle that you've been praying for. Once you find this light, like you'll never want to go back. Like once you realize that this sun is what you deserve and is who you are, you can't ignore that anymore. You can't make excuses saying anything else. Focus on this light within. Once you find it, and the truth will just naturally reveal itself. Things will naturally fall into place because you'll be in alignment. And I feel like with this focus on this light card, it's not about discounting your shadow. It's like a lot of the stuff we've been talking about in this reading has been the shadow work. Like that's what this release the dark wound is. And the whole point of doing the shadow work is that you can appreciate how beautiful your light is, and how healing it is, how beautiful it is, how beautiful you are. Seeing the true you, seeing how beautiful you are, seeing how worthy and valuable you are, seeing that you have these gifts and these abilities, that need to be expressed for the world, or whatever it is that you need to be doing, you're ready to step out on that stage as your true authentic self. Really, really beautiful. Loving this reading. The call. Honor the whisper of your soul. Exactly what I've been saying. It's been there all along, this whisper, and now it's like growing and growing and growing. The number one, it's a brand new beginning. It's the first thing. It's the first thing there ever was, And the day came when the wish to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. You've been holding on to something so tightly, it's become painful. It's been a wound that's been festering, or it's just grown and grown and grown to the point where you can't even hold on to it anymore. So now is the time to let it go. What is your true calling in life? What special gifts have you been given? What is the unique niche that only you can inhabit? What situations bring out your bliss? What do you typically get complimented on and shrug off because it comes so naturally? These important questions can help you recognize what Aristotle called entelechy, the great one-of-a-kind potential you've been encoded with. Aristotle said, entelechy is when the soul is actualized in the body. Dreams are important because they speak the language of soul. They are a compass, always pointing you in the right direction, helping correct your course when needed, and letting you know, sometimes loudly, when you've fallen asleep and need to wake up. So your dreams have always been what they are. Like, it's always been this 10 of Pentacles. It's the times when you've tried to ignore them or tried not to listen to them that you tried to make it into something that it's not. And that's why you haven't seen it come through yet, because this is what's meant to come through, what you've always dreamed of. So, hope that helps. Thank you so much. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in a private reading, you can find that information down below. Love you. Bye.